This episode of The Young Turks is brought to you by Click It or Ticket. They want you to wear your seatbelt. It saves your life, and it's super easy. Da-da-da. Herman Cain is running for president. This is the guy that conservatives are so excited about. They think he's a real deal. Former CEO of Godfather'sPizza. And he's got them all riled up. So he's going to go on Fox News Channel and with Chris Wallace. And Chris Wallace is going to ask him about, what's in the news, which is Israel and Palestine. He obviously doesn't know what he's talking about. It is wildly embarrassing and fun to watch. Let's watch.
Where do you stand on the right of return?
The right of return? The right of return?
The Palestinian right of return.
That's something that should be negotiated. That's something that should be negotiated.
But do you think the Palestinian refugees, the people who were kicked out of the land in 1948, should be able or should have any right to return to Israeli land?
Yes, but not under Palestinian conditions. Yes. They should have a right to come back if that is a decision that Israel wants to make. I'm back to, it's up to Israel to determine the things that they will accept.
My favorite part, of course, was when he was like, right of return. Right of return. The guy's running for president. He has no idea what the right of return is. If you don't, that's okay. Okay, you're not running for president. But the right of return, I'm stunned he doesn't know what that is. That's, of course, Palestinians who want to return to the land that they were in 1948 when Israel got declared a state and then there was a war. And this is it's, in fact, probably the top demand of the Palestinians in negotiations. And since he didn't know, he accidentally agreed to it because it sounded logical. He's like, oh, they want to return? Okay, yeah. I mean, as long as Israel's okay with it, of course, right? And then, of course, once he got off air, somebody gave him the memo and said, you schmuck, that's not what we're for the opposite. But to his credit, he admits being a schmuck. He goes on Fox News Channel again. Let's watch.
Well, a lot of people think you didn't understand the right of return.
They are exactly right, Sean. Chris caught me off guard. I didn't understand the right of return. That came out of left field. And of all of the questions that I anticipated him asking me, I didn't even conceive of him asking me about the right of return. I now know what that is. The thing that you're going to learn about Herman Cain, if he doesn't know something, he's not going to try and fake it or give an answer that he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Well, that's awesome because he did try to fake it. We just saw it in the earlier clip. He's like, right of return? Yeah, I'm kind of in favor of that, right? As long as Israel's cool with it, right. Palestinians should return to their land, isn't it? You just did that. Look, give him credit for fessing up to the fact that he is an incredibly ignorant person running for president. But he does admit it. He said, I don't know, right of return. He caught me off guard with that one. He wanted me to know what the hell's going on in Israel and Palestine. Hey, I'm only running for president, man. But I used to, pizza. I used to sell pizza. I'm awesome. All right, congratulations. Okay, one more time he goes on Fox News Channel. Let's watch.
Now, here's the thing about that right of return that I have learned since Sunday. It wasn't that they were kicked out of Israel by the Jews. No, their Arab leaders asked them to leave because they thought they were going to annihilate what was left and then they could go back. Yeah. So, yes, I still stick by my answer. It is the responsibility and the decision to be made by Israel.
Do you understand? Have you gone over, for example, the UN partition plan in 48, the 67 Six-Day War, the Yom Kippur War in 73, and you think the return to 67 borders is?
I think I think that just the way Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says, that's not something that he wants to give in on. And I would agree with him. It's not the president's responsibility or authority to be able to dictate to Israel where those borders ought to be. That's Israel's decision.
There's so much to say about that. But can we first start with the fact that, the Palestinians apparently have never occurred to Herman Cain. It's not an issue at all. He just keeps saying over and over, whatever Israel wants. If Netanyahu wants that, it is not the job of the President of the United States to disagree with a person clearly above him, the Prime Minister of Israel. Well, of course, whatever he wants, I would immediately give it to him. Palestinians, what is that? Palestinians? I've never heard of that. What is that? And then I like the little quiz that Hannity gave him. It wasn't even a quiz. He gave him like a cheat sheet, like, You know about the Six-Day War, right? In 1967, 1948, we went over this. You all right? You okay? All right, what is the correct answer for 1967? The correct answer is Israel's always right. Bingo! You passed the Fox News test. Congratulations, Herman Cain. Much better. 2/3 of people killed in accidents at night were not wearing their seatbelts. I don't get it why you would take a chance like that. You know how easy it is to buckle up? You just go, da-da-da. That's it, you're done. Da-da-da. Yeah, I'll do it one last time. Da-da-da.